Assalamu'alaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. So good evening everyone. My name is Agung Nafinchi, and in this video I would like to present my Seminar Hasil that I have write around 3 months. So let me explain to you again about my title. My title is The Analysis of Adjuncts, Disjuncts and Conjuncts in the Jakarta Post Automotive and Sports genre. So in the first chapter 3, I do some discussion about research findings. So in research finding, I write about the data recapitulation. So the data recapitulation that I found in this newspaper or in the Jakarta Post is there are several types of adjuncts. The first is space, time, process, and focus. So for space adjuncts, I found 11 total of space adjuncts, and the next is time adjuncts. I found 3 of time adjuncts, and then process adjuncts. I found 3 also the process adjuncts, and the next is the focus adjuncts. I found 42 focus adjuncts. This is the most data that we feel in this research. Next is disjuncts. There are 2 types of disjuncts. The first is content disjuncts, and with the total of data that I have is 16, and then the next is style disjuncts that I found 2 data in here, and the last one is conjuncts. There are only 1 types of conjuncts because I used a Greenbaum's theory that only mention if conjuncts is only have 1 types. The conjuncts that I found in this research is 29. So after I write the data recapitulation, I go to the next steps, that is discussion. In discussion, I only bring 15 data because I only need to analyze, to discuss the representative data that I think it can be represents all of the data in the data recapitulation that I have mentioned before. So let me take one example in here. That is adjuncts. In the first example of adjuncts that I bring is it was very challenging out there, especially in the beginning, to stay on track. To be honest, it was very slippery. Verstappen said of an afternoon that started with most drivers on intermediate tires but some on full wets. In this text, there are 2 types of adjuncts that I found that is there, and especially there in here is mean emphasis of something that want to that means of point of something, and because of that I think there in here include as space adjuncts because it mentioned a location or a position of something, and then it's especially in here I think include as the adjuncts because it describe about something that more specific, that is tell something that really special. And in this sentence, especially include as adjuncts, and with the types of with the same before as the same like before. There is particularizer adjuncts. So go to the next types of adverbial. I mean the next is disjuncts. In disjuncts, I also put 5 examples in here. So let me take one example right here. that is on my side. It was not the greatest days. It's the first time I've made a mistake in a long time, said Hamilton. In this sentence, we can see that there is a word on my side. It's like, you know, someone's opinion of something that it can include as a disjunct, because disjunct is someone's opinion, someone's feelings. That's why I think my side include as a disjunct in here, and based on Greenbaum's theory, this is include as a style disjunct because it came from someone's, and this is fair of speaking. And then the last one is conjuncts. In conjuncts, let me bring some example in here. The first is, then the competition would adopt the same two-leg knockout format used in the Champions League before a single-leg final in May. In this sentence, I bold the then in here in the first sentence. I think then in here include as a conjunct because then in here is connecting between this paragraph with the previous paragraph. That's why I think this is included as a conjunct. Let me make it clear for you guys. Adjuncts is something that is the same with adverbial. It's just the same with adverbials because it's if adjuncts if we delete adjuncts from the text, it doesn't matter, or doesn't affect the meaning of the paragraph or the sentence. And then next is disjuncts. Disjuncts is someone's feeling or someone's opinion of some things, or we can say disjuncts is feelings or opinion. And then the last one is conjuncts. Conjuncts is the connector between the clausa with another clausa, or a sentence with another sentence. That's it. So after I write all of the discussion in the chapter 3, I go to the next chapter, that is a conclusion, limitation and suggestion in the chapter 4. Conclusion. So in this research was conducted on the Jakarta Post newspaper that published on April 20 until 22, 2021. And I analyzed this data with Greenbaum's theory as the main theories, and the final result of this study showed that adjuncts were the most samples that could be found in the study, followed by conjuncts, and the last one is disjuncts. Limitation. The limitation of this study is the object of this research. While the object of this research is the Jakarta Post newspaper, especially the Automotive and Sports section published on April 20 until 22, 2021. The newspaper used is a newspaper that uses English as a text that can be analyzed. From this text is obtained a number of vocabulary that can be analyzed by the writer, until the writer found there are many adverbial types in it, especially adjuncts, disjuncts, and conjuncts. This is because all texts have adverbial, and all adverbials have types that can be analyzed based on certain theories. And the last one is suggestion. So in suggestion, I suggest that for similar research that in analyzing it should be more careful, because many adverbial words in a text can lead to other types of adverbial, because one word can have many meanings depending on the position, structure, meaning of the word, and its function. So it takes a very deep understanding and investigation when determining this. In addition to the text, the researcher can then use other text that is much easier or can be more difficult, as in novels, magazines, advertisements, books, or maybe social media. All of these types of text are very likely to be applied, to be analyzed. So I think that's all from me. I'm sorry for all mistakes that I made. Thanks for all attention. Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.